Number 15, The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys by Traffic.
From the side, don't worry, it's all right. It'll happen to you.
This one isn't just a radio hit, it's a cult scripture. At over 11 minutes long, Traffic's jazzy meandering opus is a lesson in sonic freedom. You didn't just listen to it, you wandered through it. Steve Winwood's keys swirl like smoke in a London club. And the title alone sounded like something written in code for misfits and visionaries. It didn't chart high, but its influence seeped deep, especially into the veins of jam bands and progressive rockers chasing that mystical feel. And next, we hit a Who song that's as tragic as it is beautiful. Number 14, The Song Is Over by The Who. It's not their loudest anthem, but it might be their most vulnerable. The Song Is Over feels like the aftermath of a show, a relationship of a revolution. I'll sing my heart out to the infinite sea. Pete Townshend's songwriting here is reflective and grand, wrapped in piano chords that echo long after the final note. Roger Daltrey and Townsend trade vocals like old friends passing off memories. It's the Who's way of saying, we're still standing, but changed. Up next, a flute, a riff, and a preacher's voice in one of 1971's strangest, boldest tracks. Number 13, Aqua Long by Jethro Tull.
Aqua Long, my friend, don't you start away uneasy.
You already know this riff. It hits like a stone gargoyle leaping off a cathedral roof. Aqua Long isn't just a song. It's a character study, a moral crisis, a theater piece trapped in a guitar amp. Ian Anderson's voice teeters between sermon and snarl, backed by a flute that shouldn't belong in hard rock.
He's crying in the cold.
But does. It's uncomfortable, messy, brilliant, and it gave progressive rock its teeth and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But next, we enter the galaxy of glam with a man who fell to earth and brought fire with him. And I'll write you a poem if you hit the subscribe button right now. Number 12, Moonage Daydream by David Bowie. Before Ziggy Stardust was a legend, he was a dream. Moonage Daydream is where Bowie planted the flag. Loud, weird, sensual.
Your mouth shut, just walking like a big monkey bird.
I'm an alligator. I'm a mama papa coming for you. Who else could pull that off? Mick Ronson's guitar solo doesn't just play, it erupts. This is where glam rock found its attitude, its theatricality, its sparkle in the darkness. Bowie didn't ask permission. He created a new universe. And up next, a song that growls, slithers, and helped redefine what hard rock would sound like. Number 11, Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
When you walk that way, but your honey drip, I can't keep away.
Hey, hey, mama. And just like that, Robert Plant's voice kicked in a whole new era of swagger. Black Dog didn't follow rock's rules. It bent rhythm, defied structure, and wrapped its teeth around a bluesy riff that never lets go. Jimmy Page, John Bonham, and John Paul Jones. Turned this into a math problem that still somehow grooves hard. It's primal, it's precise, and it showed every rock band after what Tighten Loose could sound like at once. But next, a raspy voice, a mandolin, and a song that made heartbreak sound like freedom. Number 10, Maggie May by Rod Stewart.
Morning sun.
You didn't just hear Maggie May, you felt it in your chest. This wasn't polished heartbreak, it was raw, graveled-voiced regret. Rod Stewart made vulnerability sound cool, even defiant, with that gentle mandolin outro and the push-pull of youthful rebellion. The track became a global smash. It wasn't supposed to be a hit. It was the B-side.
I suppose I could collect my books and get on back to school.
But it took over the world anyway, because when love stings and the summer ends, Maggie May knows exactly how you feel. Coming up next, a ghostly ride through the rain with a band facing the end of everything. Number 9, Riders on the Storm by The Doors.
Dog without a bone and actor out alone.
Thunder rolls, a whisper cuts the silence, and suddenly you're on the highway to nowhere. Riders on the Storm feels like a dream or a warning. Jim Morrison's final recording before his death. This track is hauntingly prophetic. It's not just a song, it's a seance.
A dog without a bone and actor out alone.
Ray Manzarek's electric piano drips with rainwater, while Morrison mutters from beyond. It's jazz, it's poetry, it's the sound of a door closing for good. And next, an anthem that introduced a teenage wasteland and a new kind of spiritual chaos. Number 8, Baba O'Reilly by The Who.
Here in the fields, about for my meals.
It starts with a loop that sounds like the future, and then, boom, one of the most explosive openings in rock history. Baba O'Reilly isn't about a person, it's a warning siren for a generation. Teenage rebellion had been sung about before, but never with this kind of epic operatic power. Daltrey howls like a prophet, and Townsend smashes out chords like they're breaking chains. It was the sound of youth at the edge of something new and dangerous. But wait till you hear the ballad that followed this one, sung from the gut and straight to your soul. Number 7, Behind Blue Eyes by The Who.
I have hours only lonely.
Where Baba O'Reilly shouted, Behind Blue Eyes whispered, then roared. It's a song about masks, about being misunderstood, about carrying rage and regret beneath the surface. Daltrey delivers one of his most intimate vocals here, soft and aching, until the song erupts into that crashing midsection. It's not just about sadness, it's about being seen.
Let me wear your coat.
And it showed that even the loudest bands could pull you close and break your heart. Coming up next, a mythical staircase of mystical journey and the most debated solo in rock history. Number 6, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
My thoughts I have seen, rings of smoke through the trees.
You already know this one, everyone does. From the hushed acoustic intro to that blazing guitar solo, Stairway to Heaven is a rite of passage for listeners, for guitarists, for rock itself. Robert Plant's lyrics pull from Tolkien, mysticism, and aching human desire. Jimmy Page's solo, it's scripture, and the build-up from fragile beauty. To the thunderous climax is still studied, still worshipped. This song didn't just change music, it became sacred. But what happens when revolution meets technology? Up next is a song that redefined rebellion in 8 minutes flat. Number 5, Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who.
We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again.
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. 8 words that could burn down a system. Won't Get Fooled Again is rebellion polished with synths and smashed with guitars. That opening synth loop, years ahead of its time, Townsend was already imagining what computers would do to us. And Daltrey's final scream? Legendary. This was arena rock with philosophy, rock music that demanded you think while you screamed. And speaking of screams, up next we dive into the rawest, wildest opening riff of 1971. Number 4, Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones. It's dirty, it's dangerous, and it sounds like it's been rolling around in sweat and whiskey. Brown Sugar kicks open the door with one of Keith Richards' most iconic riffs and never lets up. Lyrically controversial and musically electric.
Cold English blood runs hot. Lady out the house wondering where it's gonna stop.
The track embodied everything the Stones were in '71, untamed, provocative, and absolutely on fire. It shot to number 1 because it dared to. Next, we slow it down and float into a dream of peace, pain, and one man's vision for a better world. Number 3, Imagine by John Lennon.
Imagine all the people living.
If there's one song from 1971, you've heard at weddings, protests, funerals, and opening ceremonies, it's Imagine. Lennon stripped everything down to a piano, a whisper, and an idea. No religion, no countries, no possessions, just people. It was a utopia wrapped in melody, and whether you believe in the dream or not, you felt the sincerity, the vulnerability.
Hope someday you'll join us. And the world.
It became an anthem of hope and one of the most recognized songs in history. Coming next, we ask a question that would change the sound of soul and speak to a nation on fire. Number 2, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. This wasn't just a song, it was a seismic shift. When Marvin Gaye asked, "What's going on?" he was speaking for a nation in turmoil. Vietnam, police brutality, environmental crisis. His voice was smooth as silk, but the message hit like a hammer.
I wanna know what's going on, baby.
Motown didn't want to release it. Too political, too risky, but Marvin fought for it and won. The lush strings, the stacked vocals, the jazz touches, it redefined soul. And suddenly, the most beautiful music in the world was also the most important. But even that couldn't prepare us for what came next. An American story written in rhyme and radio gold. Number 1, American Pie by Don McLean.
Are you dancing in the gym while you kick dog your shoe?
8.5 minutes, one acoustic guitar, a whole generation's heartbreak. American Pie is more than a song, it's a eulogy to Buddy Holly, to the 60s, to innocence. Every line is a puzzle, a prophecy, a love letter to the myth of rock and roll. Don McLean captured something eternal. The way music wraps around a memory and how tragedy can echo through time. From sock hops to assassinations, it all lives inside this one folk rock epic. And somehow, after all these years, it still gives you chills. And this one left a mark on you. Those were 15 rock songs from 1971 that changed music history forever. And maybe changed you a little too. Which track hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. Next up in the series, we're diving into 15 soul songs from 1972 that still make us cry And trust me, you won't want to miss the one that Marvin left us just a year later. Click the video on your screen now to keep the journey going, because when music speaks, time listens. And history, it always leaves a song behind.